but why don't we prepare and build our own table and be happy with what we built around us? So like now that kind of hits on, and we can hit it from all aspects. Relationships, you know, you can touch on that a bit. Friendships, relationships in the sense of a partner. Why don't we build our own foundation and grow that way instead of leeching on to someone else's 5-man group or 5-man team that they came up with, whatever, you know?
You want the short answer?
No, give the long answer.
The long answer?
Yeah.
Well, give me what you think. Your initial thoughts.
I was going to say it has to do with what's easier.
Convenient.
It's easier to go. It's easier to move into a house that's already built than to build your own house from scratch.
Mm. Welcome back to StoryTime Podcast. This is episode 5, 6 now. What are we on? 5? Man, it's been a long 5 weeks. It's been going quick, y'all. It's been going quick. So I guess Z, tell me about your week. What's going on?
School. But, you know, let's not talk about school. I feel like we talk about school every podcast.
We do talk about school every podcast.
It's my birthday Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Happy early birthday.
Right. So by the time they see this, you all already be 21. So.
Yeah, I'll probably be chilling with a beer or something, you know.
Whatever you endeavor. All right, Malik, tell me what's up.
It's been a rough one. Barely made it, but I made it, so it still counts. But we're pushing through. Through.
Pray us out.
Well, my week has been a lot of lows. I just found out that I'm the worst. I have the worst customer review at my job. And
wait.
That was very.
Don't you work at you drive at Amazon?
Yeah, I do the Amazon Flex.
So how do you have So what have you been doing? Throwing the pet? You know, y'all seen the video where Amazon throw the bike?
I don't be doing none of that. But the customers are just butthurt and shitty because I don't properly set it down at their.
So what do you do?
I mean, I kind of just,
you know, I throw a little, you know.
I got 180 stops and 300 some packages in my van, so like I'm not gonna properly set every single one down.
I feel you.
But I have a 47%.
Ooh.
Yeah, the lady talked.
Well, man, as long as you
that.
Steve Nash and you know you're doing a assist package.
47% what?
That's my score.
Yeah, like it's a customer rating. So out of 5 stars, you know that'll be about 2.5. 2.5.
It was a 47% on the test.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 100 being the best,
yeah,
being the absolute worst. He's about 2.5 stars. Right?
They didn't let me drive on Wednesday. They sent my ass home.
Well, hey, bro. At least when it comes to temporary driving in the winter, when they have to hire any and everybody, you'll be the first one. You know, because you got the experience, right?
But if you, think about it like this. I have the type of mindset where if I'm doing something, I want to be like the best I can be at it.
Yeah.
And I want to put all my effort into it, and I do that with this job. But the fact that I get a rating like that hurts me internally.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you genuinely think that you've been doing the best that you could do? If you had to rate yourself,
yes.
What would you say?
Out of everyone there, yes.
So if I had to watch this computer, if I was one of the if you were one of the customers, and you opened your box, and I'm assuming some of the people who opened their box is the reason why they rated you so poorly. Because usually someone wouldn't care because they wouldn't. Either they see you throw it, they see you do something crazy
on that ring,
or
camera,
or they open it and something's shooken up or destructed.
Okay.
So if you're the customer and opened up your box, and
I'd be shitty, but I wouldn't blame the delivery driver because before I even get to it, it's touched by who knows how many people.
But people don't know that, and as a person who worked at Amazon over the summer, I can tell you like that is where they throw the hell out of your packages.
Yes,
like that's where they throw them. That's where people who don't want to be there like drag them and do everything else. Like you talk about packages being destroyed, it's in the warehouse for sure.
100%.
I used to load the trucks. I was
right. Like
they took me off. I was.
Those are the ones who throw your packages.
Yeah, it's not sweet. It's just people that just get shitty. And all that would have been fine if I was still able to drive that day. Because the 3 days prior to that, I had like over 170 stops and 300 packages, and I was knocking them all out by 8:30, getting home by 9.
Yeah.
And like I just wanted to finish the week off strong and work my Wednesday and then have a complete 4-day schedule, and that kind of like threw me down in the dumps all day Wednesday and a little bit on Thursday. But today is like the highlight of the day or my week really, because
I feel it.
It was just depressing. Be rough.
Well, Chase, I hope you ain't throwing no packages in the,
No, I'm not throwing no packages. Having a lot of interviews this week though.
Okay.
But they've been going well.
Internship?
Yeah, looking for an internship. I had the career fair last Friday, which is why I wasn't here. But yeah, this week was a bunch of follow-up interviews. Gotten a couple offers, so got a big decision to make. But since today is October 1st, October is Mental Health Awareness Month. Since you've been down in the dumps recently, I have a quote for you.
Let's hear it, Chase.
It says, in case no one told you today, you are needed and you deserve the best.
Thank you.
So that is for you.
That comes from the Amazon CEO.
That's also for you out there that's listening.
That is out there. Well, since now we have our two back with non-excuse absences, Chase explained his reasoning.
I didn't have my car. My brother took my car to work, and I was gonna ask John to drive, but he never responded that day.
Should we mark him for
truancy?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we should mark it down.
How many 6 days do I get? Do I have any accumulated?
No, this is
PTO?
corporate America. You don't get any sick days. You get 2.
I have no vacation.
Yep. You get 2 sick days and
no vacation.
No. Well, yeah, you get 2 days of vacation. But if any family member dies, then you only get to go for a day.
A day?
And you have to come back to work.
What about mourning? I can't mourn.
It's no such thing, Slat. It's corporate
What if I
America.
bring back the what's it called?
Obituary.
Obituary. Do I get at least?
Well, yeah, we feel sorry for you, but it's corporate America, and we don't really care that much.
Oh,
Our condolences.
Yeah.
thank you.
But it is
It's
Mental
not
Health
real.
Awareness Day, and we're all going to have a meeting and bring someone in, right? So that's what they try to do. Anywho, let's get to a podcast, y'all. Y'all ready to start a podcast?
Yeah.
Y'all still trying
Let's
to
get into this.
Go on.
So,
What's on the
Chase,
docket?
Yeah.
bring us to some questions first. Before we start a podcast, let's get some Chase questions.
All
Chase
right.
always got the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Question man, give it to
A
us.
little controversy here, but we'll start off good.
Okay.
So, when you were a kid, did you like Nickelodeon or Disney Channel?
Nickelodeon.
Just because of the timing, it was Nickelodeon. But I feel like if I had been like a little younger or maybe even like a little older, I think I would have been on Disney. But it really was all about like the timing.
What shows did you watch? on
Like
Nickelodeon?
iCarly, Drake and Josh, like you know what I mean?
The
like
classics.
You know what I mean? Like those are hits. And like right around the time that like Victorious came out, I
Drake
was
and
like
Josh,
starting to
Nickelodeon.
come out of watching those kind of shows. Like so Victorious was at the point where it was like, I'm kind of too old for this.
What about Zoe 101? Anybody?
Yes, that's a classic.
Which is it?
I couldn't really get
Zoe
into
101.
that.
Zoe 101.
Yeah, that was a little.
I liked it because
I was young when that was popular.
it gave me the older vibes, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I was in college when they were in high school, but okay.
No, I'm gonna go Disney Channel though. I was always Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched like iCarly and Drake and Josh, but Disney Channel was where it's at. You know, That's So Raven. What else?
No, Nickelodeon. I see what you're doing.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
No,
That was
oh,
me.
funny story about this Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Actually, around the time we loved Zack and Cody, my siblings and I, and we got our dog. We named our dog Cody after Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That's where his name stems from.
Wow.
It's a fun
That's
fact.
Fun fact.
the name through the generations.
Anybody else?
I was gonna say both of them. Both of them.
Both of them.
Nah,
You
because
go.
like when I was a kid, it was like Disney Channel was 66, Nickelodeon was 68, and then Cartoon Network was 69. And I'm surprised you left out Cartoon Network as one
Okay,
of the
Cartoon
options.
Network. Okay,
But look,
okay, yeah.
That's
really,
top tier right there.
you would just cycle through the 3. I mean, because all the channels had good shows and bad shows.
Yeah.
So you would just like cycle through the 3 and watch it. So.
Let's cycle through them. I'm ready for the next question. Y'all ready?
I mean, if you want to,
Let's
okay.
go.
Let me ask you guys. If you could choose any career, anything, whether it's, astronaut, professional athlete, you already have all the prerequisites for it, what would it be?
I would be the chairman of the board for a Fortune 500 company. That would be my.
Do you have one in particular?
Nope.
Why do you say that?
Because I mean, I've always viewed working as like I'm sorry, and bear with me, I'm about to get a little philosophical here, as like a means to an end, right? So I'm not working because I enjoy working. I'm working because I want to be able to pay for the things that I enjoy, right? So like for me, it's like choosing the position that's going to be able to fund the most things that I like to enjoy with the least amount of work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Board of directors.
Well, you can think he's thinking big. You know, he's thinking smart.
He is thinking smart.
I was gonna say probably like a rapper, because like I make music. I'm already am one, but I guess an established famous one would be my ideal career.
That's cheating. He said employee.
Why don't you go bigger?
Oh, okay.
No, I think this what
question.
I think what he meant though. I think that fits to what your question, doesn't it?
Yeah, it fits.
Okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Right.
Anything.
We're a room full of entrepreneurs, and the question said employee. So I think
Anything.
it has to be given
If you
to
could
the
pick
employee
any
part.
job,
Anything.
anything to make money, what
There
would
we
it be? Anything.
Well, yeah, that's
Rap.
Okay.
Kabir?
I'll take
Well, I think comedy, TV show host, something like that. I don't want to be nothing too, outlandish. I want to keep it like very simple. So like a
Like a Family Feud type host?
no, not like that though. Like
Oh.
a game show, just more like a Jon Stewart or some,
Okay.
something like that, or Eric Andre. I like that type of stuff.
So if I'm given the assets, right? So which meaning that I don't have to do anything for it. I think I always wanted to do something like, and it comes from Spy Kids, like the colorful stuff, like with the gadgets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I want to be like in a room every single day that's colorful, and then like create these different type of gadgets to do different stuff, like a Spider-Man, like to do. But I think it's like a lot of work that you actually got to create it. And if it can just pop up in like magic air, or I can give it to somebody and design it, give it to somebody, that's what I want to do. Like design the next spider web, or do some cool like hoverboard where you can like fly.
So like something like what was the Iron Man owner?
Oh.
Yeah,
Tony Stark.
like Tony
Tony
Stark.
Stark.
That's
Kind
my
of vibe.
that would be my dream. If I had Tony Stark money, if I had Tony Stark resources, and also I had an Iron Man suit in the back closet, then I would. That's what I would.
So basically, you want to be like a government contractor with like an engineering business. So you're making all kinds of high tech gadgets.
Yeah, so working at
Yeah.
Area 51 type
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, but also not be the one that makes it.
Right. You're
Nor
just in
be the
charge.
one to say how it needs to because it gets deep when it comes to materials and all. I don't want to do none of that. I just got the vision.
Yeah, you say, hey, can you make these things you put on your hands to let you climb up the wall?
Literally.
So you want to sit on the board. They come up with good ideas.
Y'all do the work. That's
Do
what
you
I
have
want.
any ideas on you right now?
See, I don't want to give y'all too much, but one thing that I do think would be really cool is, and I don't even like NASCAR, but I went to my first NASCAR event. Shout out to Dean Jones this summer, and it's a lot of crashes and stuff that happens. If the people on the sidelines that I would like to have backpack fire extinguishers that can have jetpacks on the back of them.
Jetpacks.
Yeah, so then they could just and just go fly over to wherever it's needed. I think that would be pretty cool.
I mean, that
Backpack,
could also be very
jetpack.
useful for firefighters,
For
like in
forest
general.
Yeah, for firefighters as well.
I mean, forest
So,
fires,
That'd be
like
big on forest
fires in skyscrapers and stuff. You could just fly up there on a jetpack and spread the fire.
So
out.
that's where it stemmed from NASCAR, but
All right, Chris.
I think for
Get on,
firefighters.
get to it.
See, I'm not gonna be the one to do it. Somebody else. Take this, please. Take this
Good
and
idea.
do this. I'll be happy if I don't get a dime from it. I might try and sue you, but
So
take this.
you know what we need? We need some type of machine, right? I'm not sure what the fuel source would be. It could be like water, or it could be like garbage or something. But you feed something into it, and then it's got like a touch screen or whatever, and it's got like all kinds of food on there, and you just pick whatever you feel like. Right? You know what? Right now, I could really go for a steak and some mashed potatoes. So you go boop boop boop, and then you put the garbage or the water
that was
in
on
there,
Spy
whatever,
Kids too.
and
They
then
made a
it
meal.
just bing, and then there's your food. You know what I'm
They
saying?
put a card in for McDonald's, and
Yeah.
McDonald's popped up.
I remember that movie.
All right, Chase, let's hear it.
For me, I've always been interested in a lot of different things. So one of the main things that I would do is just flip houses. That's just always just seemed like a
I feel like that's realistic though.
That's too.
I feel like that's realistic.
It is realistic.
That's very
Like
realistic.
you could do that to
I know.
tomorrow. Yeah.
You're right. I could do it tomorrow, but it's just I don't. But the thing is, I would I would like have my own TV show with it, you know?
Okay.
And I would just talk about like the process of it.
All these people who have TV shows did
You're
not
right.
initially start like wanting a TV show. Like these
No.
people started as like I just like to I enjoy flipping houses.
Yeah.
And they grew to that unproportional size.
I think
Like,
it's realistic, but it could still be a dream. Like
Yeah,
that's
No,
something
that is my dream.
You know what's
bro.
crazy is they probably make more money from the TV show than they do flipping houses.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
Oh, as they probably wouldn't even do the TV show.
I'm gonna make a TV show too, but I ain't gonna talk.
But no, it's just like having like my own thing and just doing whatever I want. You know, I don't want to have to rely on anybody else. You know, so. But so let me ask you as a follow-up question to that: what's stopping you from getting there?
I don't want to be an employee, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I guess in the sense of like sitting as a chairman of a board, there's nothing stopping me, right? Because even as a chairman, right, you don't really work for them, right? Like
Yeah.
you really just bring the money. So nothing.
That's what stopped me. It was just a dream. I don't think I would really enjoy it in real life. So I just like dreamt of it. It seemed enjoyable in my dream, but like politics, all this other stuff, it's too, like it's more complicated than I make my dream seem. Put it like that.
I guess for me right now it's just not sustainable. Like I'm not making enough money doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that kind of stems from like I don't have a big enough fan base. But we getting there.
Okay, Kabir.
I guess maybe not having, just maybe like the background or connections.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I gotta network a lot better. I really gotta get better at networking and promoting myself and just getting out what my ideas are up here, just like putting them out on paper and then just getting those out there. Maybe I had a thought about moving to Hollywood at one point.
You should.
Just wing it and
Realistic
sleep
shit.
in a whatever,
Dumpster.
something,
Hey.
and just be near people and I can just check
What
out
Drake
this,
say?
or check
Started
this.
from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah,
Started from the bottom, now the whole team. All right.
but then there's like also like yeah, it's a big risk.
It is a big
You know,
risk.
Hollywood's full of scary shit. So you just
I think for me, the biggest thing that is stopping me is just money. You know, it takes a lot of money to buy a house or to have your own TV show. And once again, like the right connections, I'm working on that. So hopefully in the near future, we could do that. That's definitely a goal that I want to achieve and have my own company. So hopefully we'll get there someday.
And really, kind of on that, I don't think money's that big of an obstacle because you can get loans.
Mhm.
So I guess credit score would be more of an obstacle than money because like in order to get the loans, you have to have a good credit score.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that you have a good credit score, knowing
What's everyone's
you
credit score?
personally.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Not too bad. Just getting there.
I got my first credit card coming in the mail this week.
From who?
Ooh.
Capital One, I believe.
Okay.
Ooh.
I just found out last week I was at like a 630. I was like, yes, I can get it. I'm ready for this now. It's the next big step of my
You
life.
You gotta be careful with them credit cards.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey shaking in his boots. All right. Anybody else? Will you have something less on that?
My advice to anybody out there, and even you guys, if you feel like money is a barrier or money is the reason that you're not doing what you want to do, I think you should reconsider. I think that money often gets thrown up as like the reason that you couldn't or I couldn't. But I think that if you want it bad enough, there are ways to do it even without the money initially to at least get started until you get to the point where you have the money. So that's my advice.
I like it.
Yeah. Y'all ready to get to a podcast?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you already say that?
Well,
Are we
yeah,
doing a podcast now.
But then we had to go with Chase's questions because
Yeah,
Chase's
but no,
questions
go ahead.
always do very well. I was watching something this week, and it started with how we think of, and we look at like different rappers. We look at, and it kind of resonated with me and some people that I have around me. It's like we look at these celebrities, we look at these different people, and we say, if we could get in with them, we've made it. You know, so that whether that's being in the industry of music, it's like, all right, let me get clicked with the next Kid Leroy. Let me get clicked with his group, or the next Chief Keef group, or not even the next. Get clicked with their group, and then now we're in it. You know what I'm saying? Or even with let me get clicked with Elon Musk, because if I'm clicked with him, then I'm in his group, and we're making it. We gonna take it up. But what we don't really envision is and this is kind of go back to the J. Cole song of like love yours, but like why don't we actually build our own table? Is kind of like the phrase that was used. We always want to go sit and eat at someone else's table, but why don't we prepare and build our own table and be happy with what we built around us? So like now that kind of hits on, and we can hit it from all aspects. Relationships, you know, you can touch on that a bit. Friendships, relationships in the sense of a partner. Why don't we build our own foundation and grow that way instead of leeching on someone else's 5-man group or 5-man team that they came up with, or whatever, you know?
You want the short answer?
No, give the long answer.
The long answer?
Yeah.
Well, give me what you think. Your initial thoughts.
I was going to say it has to do with what's easier.
Convenience.
It's easier to go. It's easier to move into a house that's already built than to build your own house from scratch. From scratch. You know what I'm saying? And while I would argue that it is more rewarding to build your own house and have it all how you want it, and to say like, man, I built that myself. Look at it. It's more rewarding, but it's definitely easier just to get a house that's already built. I guess that's my metaphor for this, my analogy.
And then like building onto that, you know, like kind of looking at how like, or like the different perspectives that like you can take on that. Some people genuinely don't want to build their own house, right? Like some people actually find comfort moving into a home that's, you know, already built and kind of already exactly what they want. And really, I mean, for the most part, all of our lives, right? Like we as humans have been led, right? Like even from like a really early child, obviously, up until like this transition from, you know, adolescence to adulthood. I mean, we've been led, and we still are being led by those who we value or take serious enough to like listen to. So I think that for the most part, it may be a little scary, right, or maybe a little uncomfortable to veer off and forge a new path, right? That's never been path before. So,
you guys,
Yes,
thoughts?
no. So my initial thoughts is basically your question is asking why aren't we leaders as opposed to followers?
And less than, I wouldn't even categorize it in that. It would be more of why are we not growing with our boys rather than leaving our people to go get in. And I wouldn't even say follow someone, because that's different. Try and get in someone else's who's already there, you know? So like instead of building with the people, like building with your own boys, like foundation, let me jump ships and go jump on their ship because they already started sailing.
Well, I think when you think about it, there's a lot of risk associated with, you know, building your own. And a lot of some people, you know, I'm not gonna say a lot. Some people don't want to take that risk. Some people would rather be like, oh, like, you know, Elon Musk, you know, he's already got Tesla, so let me just join what he has instead of, you know, starting my own, because it's already established. He's, you know, it's making money. If I wanted to do my own thing, you know, it might not make money. It might fail, and I think that idea of failure is scared to some people, and they don't want to fail.
And to add to that, it's also a very calculated risk, right? I mean, like I can very well see a perspective and an argument for like, this is what I want to do with my life, as in go work under Elon, right? Because I made a calculated decision, and I see that as the best decision.
Well, I guess my take on it would be like, if you do something by yourself and build something yourself, you do run the risk of failure, but all the failure will fall on you. Whereas if you build it with a team of people, you divvy up the responsibility, it will fail, but those are more like just, you know, trials and tribulations, you know. Like perfect examples, when we were at Butler and our mics didn't pick up the other people.
Yeah.
Now we're going to start doing pre-tests before we even put a mic on anybody. Correct. Just to make sure it's, you know, working correctly. That way we don't have that failure again. Whereas if we just did it by ourselves, or if you went out there and you did it by yourself, you just wasted a whole day because like it just failed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just divvying up the responsibility amongst a group of people and taking those failures and learning from them and fixing them. Some people doing it by themselves, all the failures on them, and it might just crush their ambition. So I guess that's pretty much my take on it.
I would say that, and it brings the question, because like one thing that we're kind of circling around, but I kind of want to dive into it on the sense of, and I'll ask it, I'm gonna start with a question. Would you rather become successful with the group that you grew up with, or the group that you've grown with, or would you rather be successful with the group that you met on your verge to, or on your breakthrough to success, or a group that allowed you to be successful? So let me rephrase. Would you rather become successful with your own group, or would you rather a group give you success?
Well, and like I said before, it's definitely more rewarding to do it like with your group and like kind of do it yourself, rather than join somebody who's like already established.
But it's like, I think taking the question further, I think he's asking like, okay, so like you want to be a rapper, right? So like, would you basically, if Kendrick Lamar invited you to his studio and wanted you to meet his producer, right? Like, would you go? And if they wanted to sign you, right? Like, would you sign with them immediately, or would you say like, no, thank you, like I want to build my own?
I'd be stupid not to, honestly.
And that's kind of
that's what I'm getting at.
Kind of like the underlying kind of tone that I got from the question.
That's what I'm trying to bring out.
Like,
yes.
Well, of course, if I want to be if I want to be even an entrepreneur, and and another big entrepreneur like Mark Cuban calls me and he's like, hey, like come into my firm, like let's talk some business, and he's like, I'll give you $3 million so you can take your idea off right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, right? Like, I mean, of course, like. How could I logically say no? I mean, assuming he's not, wanting 90% of the company, right?
But many times we crave that offer. So we crave the Kendrick Lamar, the Mark Cuban to call us to offer that, right? Because then we know we made it. Then we know but then at the same time, it's tough because it's like, why don't we, like, because then that's when you question the question of, or you get into the question of loyalty. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to break down next. Is like we begin to get in someone else's group and something else happens, and then you're like, oh, you're not loyal to me, but where'd the loyalty come from, right? So like let's say you signed a Kendrick Lamar, and you hear this with music rappers all the time and how the label screws them over, whatever the case may be. I'm not sure what that is that keeps buzzing, but you sign to music labels and then they screw you over, right? So then it's like, you expected them to be loyal because they made you successful, but then at the same time, it's like if you would have built your own success, then your loyalty lies with the people that you built it with already. Mm-hmm. Am I hitting on something? You guys you guys see what I'm trying to say?
I think I get what you're saying.
So it's kind of tough because like a lot of times we like, oh, we want that big call, or we want to kind of go join the we up there with the big dogs now, like we already there. But then at the same time, if we would have done it with the people, we have no issues when it comes to loyalty or when it comes to our work ethic. You don't have to question that, right?
Are you? I don't know about the loyalty thing, because there's a lot of cases where people get stabbed in the back by people that they thought was like close to them.
Mm-hmm. Are you presuming that like that there's something like inherent about like the deal with these greater companies or greater forces that like you? Like I don't see the initial connection between like taking a deal like that with Kendrick Lamar's team and like being disloyal to the people who were helping him before.
Okay, so then taking that deal would be it's almost like taking that deal will be leaving those people, right? So then it's like, so if you're thinking of it as if you're the people that if I help Chase get to Purdue, right? I helped you get there, but then once you sign with Purdue, you act like I was non-existent. It's almost what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from Chase? Like, do you want Chase to like kiss your feet and be like, "Thank you so much for making me to Purdue,u," or like, if he says thank you, bye. Like, what else do you expect?
So, prime example of someone who's done something like this. So it's like, I know a player, and I don't want to keep getting on the sports topic or music topic, but what is his name? Ja Morant trains with the same trainer that he trained with from high school, but he could have easily got a professional NBA trainer, correct? So then it's like he almost went through each level with the same, so they built together, like they had their own grounds, right? But then he could have easily unleashed that grounds to go join someone else's grounds who's training LeBron James, who trained Kobe, who trained Steve Nash. You know what I'm saying?
But how is that being disloyal? Because I guess like my thinking is that in reality, this player could have left that his close friend. I'm assuming that he's a very close friend. He could have left that close friend, got with a trainer who trains LeBron, right? Established his platform, and then he's now in a position to reach back and help his friend establish his platform. So whether that's like a professional gym or like whatever.
Ideally, that would be the best way to write it off. But when the loyalty comes in, I guess I need to clarify that. I'm saying like you can't question loyalty, right? So then someone raises the question of, is this person loyal to me? So it'll be like I'm going to this new trainer that I haven't been with for the last 5-6 years, and now I don't like, if he does something disloyal, you only been with him since you've been successful already. You know what I'm saying? So then it's raising the question of loyalty. So same with us, we get successful, and then someone comes on board, and now we're hanging around people that's successful. But then if you would have grown into success, then it's less likely for you to question or ask the question of loyalty around the people that's around you. So then it's like, and I want to put this in perspective for the people that's viewing. If, say we're from whatever slums you want to call it, Gary, Indiana, right? My childhood friends. We all grew up to be successful together, whether we build an empire, whatever the case may be. Would you, and this is the question, would you rather do that with the people that you've grown with and grow into success? Or would you rather accept success from someone who's already there?
Okay. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I don't owe anybody anything. If I make it, yes, you may have helped me, but at the end of the day, it's because somebody saw something in me to take that risk on me. So I'm a firm believer that God is going to put you around the right people to help you
at the right time.
At the right time, right. So that if that means that the people that I'm growing up with, if God says to me, okay, these people aren't going to help you get to where you need to be, and He puts me around a successful group of people, so be it. That's just how it is. I don't owe anybody an apology for making it.
And there's no right or wrong answer here. I just want to clarify that for people that's out there, because I think we do find ourselves right in the middle of this a lot of times. We have many opportunities over and over and over to do something different, to move out of the city, to leave the people that you've been around. But you think it's going to work out. You think that the friendship's going to be better. You think that the relationship's going to be better. You want to build into something. And it could possibly work, right? Because you just don't know. But it's like, let's take it to a relationship now. It's like you get with someone that's already has it made, or do you want to help create something within that person, that relationship? So say you find someone and it's like, all right, they got potential. Or is it you find someone and say they already got it? You see what I'm saying? So then it's like we're in the middle of what do we want? Like, do we want a potential or already got it? And then essentially that reflects on you when you get into that situation.
Well, society's pretty much shows that everyone would much rather just get with the person that already has it than to start from the bottom and grind with that person. And there is no problem with that, but you just got to know who you're getting in with. Because the person that you get with that already has that could be a total bad person, and you being with them could put you in bad scenarios. Whereas if you just stayed, thugging it out with the people that already are good people, genuinely, you'll have a better outcome instead of just the quick one, I guess.
I very firmly believe that sometimes you outgrow people.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ones you love the most cannot go with you beyond a certain point in your journey. And I think that it's very tough and it's very sad sometimes. Sometimes you need to, God will, displace you, right, from the groups that are basically not cultivating you, right? And I don't really feel bad about it. And I'm on the same lines with Chase that I feel that there's this sense of entitlement, right? That like, oh, like you made it, and like you remember, like that one time I helped. Like no, because even if we like traded spots, right, our path still wouldn't be the same, right? Even if you were in the position that I was. In other words, the individual is the asset. Chase is the asset, right? Not necessarily Chase's friends. So if you make it, you make it. And everything you do after that is out of the kindness of your heart. Nothing more.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, when you make it, don't forget me. No. And it's like, I mean, it's like, like, you know, like I'm not going to forget you, but at the same time, I don't owe you anything. I don't have to.
What do you mean by that? Right. Like, what do you mean don't forget me?
Like, you know, like don't forget to, you know, like hook me up with a job or like, you know, like, oh, give me a jersey or invite me to a game, you know, because I'm a, you know, football guy. Right. So it's just like, you know, that type of deal. But it's just like,
and then you look at them like, what do you mean don't forget? What am I forgetting about you? You and that comes to many times the incentive of why people even do something in the first place. That's when you question different things. But Z, do you have anything on that? Just being in the middle of, would you rather, you know, get it built, or would you rather, you know, and it could be on relationships. Like I said, I really want to hit on relationships. Like, do you want to find someone that has the potential, or do you want to find someone that already has it? Right. So with you and you already have, you know, you have a girlfriend. I don't know if you want to speak on that, or friendships. Same criteria.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna just take it from the relationship standpoint. That's kind of how you handed it to me.
You know, you got to take it how I give it. You know, if I'm giving you the running back tail right up the middle, you got to take it. Get to the side.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a girlfriend, and neither of us are rich. Neither of us have made it, and so obviously I'm on the side where I see potential and I want to build. Yeah. But there are definitely people out there who are looking for someone who already has it built. And you know, I don't want to get like sexist with it. People could take it the wrong way, but I feel like it's usually women who go for established men or like rich men. It definitely happens the other way. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you see it a lot of times. You see women who, you know, don't have a lot, but they'll go find a guy who's rich or a good businessman or whatever, who has his own house and stuff. And I mean, that's kind of just how society is like formatted, if that makes sense. At least in the past, you know, we're getting more progressive as time goes on, but at least like historically, like that was the norm. Like if you wanted to get a girl, then you need to have your shit together. Excuse my language.
And there is a very vast, particularly American context and history behind this. If you want to hear more about that, we can spend an entire hour talking about that alone. On why women, right, have kind of stereotypically today, why women are viewed that way. It's because historically, right, they were kind of like dressed to be that way.
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, so like I said, society was formatted in that way. And so I guess that's the relationship aspect. But me personally, I'm more of a builder. So
could I tweak your question just a little bit in terms of relationship? Yeah. So not even necessarily money, but if you saw a person that you felt had like personality attributes, right? That like you're like, okay, so like right now, like they're not necessarily like what I like, but I see the potential in them to become like something or a person that like I like, right? So like, do you jump in the relationship with that person, or do you look for a person that is already exactly the way that you want, right? Or you like them?
Well, for me, in my relationship, you know, I think, you know, since we've been dating, you know, we've just been growing together. You know, we started dating when we were at an age where, you know, we were still young. I mean, I still am young, but we just had a lot of growing to do, and we still do. So, you know, every day we're trying to work to the point where, you know, where we want to be, and, you know, I think that's just where we're headed.
I guess like on that, on Malik's revision of the question, I think I'm leaning more towards it's like someone who is already the way I like, but I mean not completely, because there's always room for growth.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you never stop growing, and that's, I guess that's one of the things that I look for. I looked in like the past tense,
Yeah.
in a girl is like
Throwback to
the ability to
South Project 2020. But
Right.
that's right.
the ability to grow. I don't want to be with a girl who is, I guess, complacent, or who is like stuck in their ways.
Right.
I guess. And, I could list off all the things that I look for in a girl, but really, Sophia, my girlfriend who I'm with now, I feel like at least like the base, like important things, like she checks all the boxes. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Kabir, what do you think on that?
I mean, you could spend years looking for that woman that'll fit your criteria, and just because maybe one of them doesn't fit all the boxes, if you see that one of them does fit some of them, you should take the risk. It won't hurt you. If anything, if it doesn't work out, you learn from that and you move on, get better from it. So, I mean, I've definitely done it quite a few times, but
And I don't want to cut you
I've
off,
learned from
Kabir,
them all.
but like you just sparked something in me, and it's like sometimes you have to figure out what you don't want to figure out what you do want.
Exactly. It takes a few bad ones to eventually grow you or mold you into a type of man that you actually think you are.
Trial and error, baby, trial and error.
And then that woman will find you. And it'll all work out. So.
What about you, Chris? I know you're in a relationship.
I am in a relationship, and I think it's really something that's absolutely, and I feel like I'm much more conflicted of this, because I think about this, like, this give and take so much. It's like, I've always wanted something that was already, and I'm breaking it down to the broad sense, and then I'll get into my relationship in general, but I always want things that was already, like, and I wouldn't say, like, it's already built, because
Why
it's
is
like,
that?
it's because it's what I want, specifically. Right? So if it marks every last one of my boxes, then why would I not take something that's already built for every single one of my boxes? Right? So then why would I take something that has the potential to mark a box, but it doesn't yet? So then I think when it comes to that, and when it breaks down to my relationship in general that I'm in with my girlfriend Mariah, I think that it was just something that I was able to, conflict with, and it actually worked out perfectly, because one of our first conversations was just, we both have boxes, let's acknowledge the fact that we have boxes. What are your boxes, what are my boxes? And it just happened the fact that it was a match already, right? So then when it came to a growth of checking a box, it wasn't really nothing that had to be too much to be marked, right? So it was one of those things that I already got what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But so in the sense of what I prefer, it's hard to say. It really is hard to say, because it's like, I don't know if it's like, if I want the potential for something, or is it like, why? Let me ask you guys this: why wouldn't you take something that's already marked, every single box of yours, whether that's in every aspect, even in friends? I want to talk about friends. It's like, if your friend group has the potential to be something that you always wanted, has the potential to be something that you always wanted, but then you come around another friend group that has everything that you absolutely want. Why would you not take, like you guys said, like I hear a lot of you guys going on the opposite spectrum when it comes to relationships, but when we talk about the business, Kendrick Lamar marked every single box, and it's like, I'm taking it, but then your crew has the potential to mark every single box. Why not? So
it seems like it's a matter of like convenience, right, for one, and then on another sense, like where I get kind of cautious is making like definitives. So to say that like I like this, and that, I know me well enough by now to at least say that if I think that these are 4 things I definitely want, there are probably 4 things that are going to change, right?
Yeah.
So I get cautious and nervous just because I know that I myself am a person who varies, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the way I see it, where I'm gonna stay on the relationship note, it's like those building blocks, those core things. I feel like they're important to me, and they're not gonna change. So, like, I guess one good example of one of my boxes is like communication. Like, are you gonna tell me how you feel? Or are you gonna play games and try to make me guess what you're thinking?
I don't know. It's the 21st century. So you know, there's goofy relationships out here. So, not to bash anybody, but you could possibly get some relationships where they don't. They phone talk and they still what they use Kick. No, all right.
You just threw me way off the rails. Anyway, yeah. So I mean,
my jokes aren't funny anymore. Sorry. Right.
I didn't see where you were going with that. But my point that I was making is like if you commit yourself to a girl and she doesn't necessarily check off all your boxes, but like maybe she's gonna mature and maybe she's gonna click that box eventually, but there's a chance she just never does, because maybe that's just how she is. And also, you commit to that girl, and then while you're dating the girl, then you meet the one that checks all your boxes. And then now you're stuck in that relationship, and now you look bad breaking up with that person if you want to go to the person that you really believe is a better fit for you, right? And I guess if we want to try and, parallel this to the music industry, right, then I guess when you make your crew, right, so before Kendrick hits you up and you get yourself to a point to get Kendrick's attention, right, it's like you put together your crew with like the best of what you could do, the best of what you could find, the best people you had around you for the job, and you just made it work, right? And I guess there's two sides to it, because if you're really doing well with these people, I mean, obviously if you got Kendrick Lamar's attention, you're doing something right? But if you're doing well with these people, like really well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, you could take that route, but at the same time, I mean, it's a certain credit to you for putting together that team and making something out of nothing, when these probably, aren't necessarily the most qualified people. They're not the top people in the country, but then Kendrick gives you an offer and says, come work with some of the best producers and engineers in the country, and like, a super expensive studio, and it's like, there's a lot of resources that you didn't have. So, I mean, I see like the parallels that you're trying to draw, but I mean, they're really different scenarios. So like, in the music scenario, most likely I'm taking the deal with Kendrick. Like I said, unless I've really like established something with my crew, and like I believe that my crew really rivals Kendrick's crew, and I'm like, I don't need Kendrick because we got it, we got it. But I guess that's my 2 cents on the matter.
Yeah. Well, I do think that it's a lot of times that confliction between building your own table and joining or eating at someone else's table. And at the end of the day, we're all eating.
Right.
So it would be in that exact scenario that you're right there, we're competing with Kendrick Lamar's crew. Mm-hmm. Now what do you do? Right? So some people will leave just because of the name. Some people will stay just because of the loyalty that they're guaranteed. Or, they would like to be guaranteed. But I think this comes with all aspects, all fashions. And many times we do get into to the point where it's like an instant decision, right? We made a decision fast, and then we're exiting the relationship. We're going to go, or we're leaving the friendship because we see something better. Or we're competing with this other friendship that I really like now, but I really still always wanted to be with them. And many times we do come to that point where it's an instant decision. So I do leave you guys with that today. What would you guys do for that? Would you build your own table, or would you like to go eat at someone else's table? And how does that apply to your life within relationships, friends, and also within your workspace? And we'll go around and throw it out. So Chase, what you got for me?
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna end with the quote that I started with, which is, "In case no one told you today, you are needed and you deserve the best."
Yeah. Kabir.
I guess I'm gonna end this with life's a risk. Life is a journey. It's all part of who you are, or just pretty much finding yourself. So take your risk, and live life.
Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. With that being said, nothing is ever worth your life. Be bold, be great.
See.
I guess keep your eyes peeled for the album. It's getting closer and closer to being realized. So I guess follow, watch my Instagram and stuff if you want to stay up to date with that. And also, I guess going off of our topic today, do what you believe is best for you. All right, and on that.
Dang,
oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I was about to cut you off.
Well, yeah. Last thing on that, Butler film will be out. There was some complications with that, but we will get that out to you guys soon. I know it's supposed to be out by today. By the time you guys see this, hopefully it is out by the time you guys see this one. But it was supposed to be out by today. But we'll continue to give you guys good content. Follow us on all social medias, and we'll see you next week.
All right, see you guys.
And we're on Spotify.